welcome back to Think Build Test channel. And today we're going to be making this X-frame come to life.
Don't do that.
If you're new to the channel, we dug this pit earlier this year, and now we're getting ready to make an elevated floor that will sink down in and raise up to any level for perfect working operations. All right, so last time we left off, we had welded in some bearings into this X-frame. So now we're getting ready to finalize that so we can put this hinge in the center and bolt these together. From the outside of the stack up to the inside, this is how it's gonna go. On the outside, we'll have the head of the bolt with a single bearing, followed by a spacer. Then on the inside of the pivot point, I'm gonna have two bearings for extra strength, followed by a spacer to keep them from rubbing together. And then we'll have two bearings on the next post, another spacer, and then another bearing. I originally contemplated taking and making a clevis point for a hydraulic ram into the bottom frame. Something like this, stiffen it up with a big beam and push this way. I decided against that because then I was gonna have to find a really strong way to secure these bottom rollers to be able to resist the force of that ram pushing against it. So to eliminate additional stresses to this bearing from different directions and having to complicate the engineering of that, so I just decided to mount this bar here to the bottom of our X-frame. That way the strength of our rollers is only needed for downward force. Now what you see here is we're building this thing upside down so that we can have the right dimensions. The thing we have on the bottom is going to be the frame for our floor. So what we're building here, this would be the bottom. So the hydraulic cylinder will be pushing against the bottom side of the outside beams. Now the next crucial measurement we're going to have so we know what our ram is our placement of our beam we put on the inside. So this beam will go here to the inside, and I need to know how much travel we need to get our 7-foot rise, and then what it'll be compressed to what it'll be standing up. I've done some calculations. Now originally I thought I was going to be putting about a 3-foot ram in here, but I think it's going to end up being closer to 2 foot after looking at this. In our concept design video, we originally talked about putting 2 rams on here because we were going to try to lift 4,000 pounds with this, but after looking at all the additional bracing I'm going to have to do to these beams to make them strong enough for 4,000 pounds, I started thinking about what is my actual usage going to be. I don't think I want to try to target 4,000 pounds anymore. I think around 2,000 pounds is going to be a great number. That's going to reduce a lot of extra work for me by reducing that number. So we're going to do less gusseting, and instead of doing 2 hydraulic cylinders, we're going to do just 1. So that'll save me the cost of an additional hydraulic cylinder, but also all the hoses and fittings to do an extra hydraulic cylinder will probably be a couple $100 that I can save. Let me know what you think. Should I have gone for the full ability to lift 4,000 pounds, or a 2,000 pound lift capacity is more realistic for what a daily person's needs would be? Okay, for my outside beams, I'm going with them first, and I match cut 3 more pieces to our original piece, and these measurements are all going to be varied by however big the hole is going to be. So what size pit I decided to make may not work so much for your size pit. I wanted heavy duty on both ends, and then there's not as much surface area on the outsides. I have to kind of weld where there's a gap in between them, so I have some lighter angle iron that I'll be able to fit in there. And I'm not too worried about this. This isn't really where the strength goes. It just is keeping the frame square. Okay, so I want to square up one side of this completely first, and then we'll move on to the other side. Alright, so I decided to go ahead and weld this whole front end up stronger because I'm going to have to lift this up because this end is buried underneath. I won't be able to get to it, but the welder was tuned in real nice. Good heat, low slag. These are welds I'm a little more proud of. Okay, I've got a couple of braces on the inner frame tacked in here. And here. Let's take some measurements and see how long this ram is going to need to be. Okay, let's make sure that's over 7 foot. Basically what we need is a ram that's able to double in length to go from our retracted measurement to our fully extended measurement. This is roughly where it's going to hook up on the top side of the frame. This is the bottom side of the frame. So 12 inch, 18 inch, 24 inch, we can't use those because they won't go long enough. A 30 inch is going to extend to about 58 inches. And a 36 inch will only need to go to 54 inches. We're going to be looking at a 30 to 36 inch ram. I'm going to wrap this video up. I don't think there's very much more I can do at this point until I have my hydraulics ordered. So we'll be coming back and installing the final beams, welding the rest of it up, and then we're going to be ready to actuate this. We'll see you on the next video. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the like, make sure your notifications are on, leave us a comment. Are we screwing this up? What are we missing? We want to hear from you. But we'll see you on the next video. Thanks, YouTube.
Today is the day I'm making a change.